station leading the way with exclusive interviews,
Follow the leader.
stimulating conversation, and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs.
Follow the leader.
Follow the leader at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Hey Zoe, I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
For better or for worse, right? That's the ethos of marriage. And so what does that mean? Well, it means that you and your wife or your husband will face the ultimate catastrophes of life together. And that if you do that properly, you'll face them together voluntarily. And if you do that in the right spirit, then you'll face the ultimate catastrophes of life voluntarily, aimed at the good, with your eyes open, well, interacting in a truthful manner. And that will, if you do that, that will be the best antidote to the catastrophe of life that you can possibly manage. And so that's a way better vision than, and what did you call it? Well, the question was that the woman be
submission.
Submission, yeah, submission to her husband. Now, each of you should jointly submit to the spirit that makes your relationship redemptive and dynamic. And that's a much better way of thinking about it. So there's an element of submission in some sense that's involved, but it's not unidirectional, and it's never been conceptualized that way in classic thought, not by people who thought deeply about such things. And you submit, in a marriage, but to what? Well, both of you, if you have any sense, submit to the absolute necessity of maintaining a positive relationship over the longest possible term in the most diverse possible situations, right? Because you're going to experience great joy together and also great catastrophe. And so, and you're in it for the long run in principle. And so both of you have to submit yourself to the necessity of acting toward one another in a manner that makes that long-term iterated play most productive. And there's a submission in that. That's the submission of maturity. That's the adoption of voluntary responsibility. That's putting away childish things. It's not doing today what you know will damage you or your partner tomorrow. It's foregoing impulsive hedonistic pleasure. All of that in the service of something that's genuinely higher.
My God. Dr. Jordan Peterson up there cooking with the rarest grease. Let me shout out Robin from the Rob Report. Thank you, sweetheart. She done pulled up my topic and told everybody what it was. I'm so appreciative of Robin. Y'all got to tap in. She's my lead-in, and she be cooking. I be outside her studio when she's talking and she's on the radio. I be like, I want to jump in here and say something. She be on it. Thank you, Robin, for the shout out. Let's get to it. Today's topic is deep. Aren't they all, though? This is one of those ones. Fear and ego has really destroyed relationships' purpose on earth. Relationships' purpose on earth, it's a self-discovery machine, right? And because of fear and ego, right, that fear keeps us from actually understanding why we're in this relationship. I always said relationships are more spiritual than they are social. You happen to live in a capitalistic, commercial, opportunistic, society that makes the external and superficial aspects of relating more appealing than the actual spiritual purpose of why we meet people and connect and bond on a certain level. So everybody got an opinion about it, whether it's a clinical opinion, whether it's a spiritual opinion, whether it's a metaphysical opinion, whether it's an anecdotal opinion. Why? Because we're all human beings and relationships are ubiquitous. Everybody has been in one, right? But what's very interesting here is that I have found, observing people, working with clinicians, working with spiritualists, what I've found is a person will leave a particular person that irritates their demons. What do you mean? You should leave a person that irritates your demons, right? Right? No. That is your soulmate. The one who irritates and exacerbates the work within you. All you got to do is sit down and talk to people. Oh, the worst relationship I ever had, that person taught me the most about me. See, we live in a society that says ease is indicative of best or beneficial. If the relationship is easy, then this is the one. But we started the show with Jordan Peterson, Dr. Jordan Peterson. He said, for better or for worse. That is just something people say at a wedding. They don't really believe that. Do you know your relationship is designed to take your ass straight to hell? You and your partner are supposed to go to hell together. Here's the thing. You're not supposed to get stuck in hell. You're supposed to go to hell and come back. And a lot of people don't want to go to hell, even with somebody they say they love. See, saying you love somebody is one thing. Actually living in the frequency and the vibration of actually loving someone, that's the fuel. See, Alfred Korzybski, I love him too. He's a linguist. He says, again, the map is not the territory. See, we got the word. The word is the map. But words are symbols of reality. They're not reality. Do you understand? They're symbols of reality. Letters are symbols. When you arrange letters, you get words. Words imply meaning. Right? You say, what is love? Well, all we got is the word. Most of us don't have the reality. So when the hell heat get hot in your relationship, your wounds get triggered, you leave, right? You run up out of here. So let's get into tonight's topic. That's what it's about. It's going to blow your mind what we're going to talk about tonight. Holographic submission and your comfort zone. A deeper look at moving outside of your core attachment wounds influence. You guys know on this show, we mix the clinical, the spiritual, the metaphysical, the psychological, right? We mix it all together. See, everybody is born with an attachment style. There's 4 attachment styles, and only one of them is secure. The other 3 are insecure. Anxious, preoccupied, worthiness wound, inconsistent attunement from your primary caregiver. In and out, inconsistent. So that kid became the performer, the tap dancer, to chase their parents' acknowledgement. Right? Anxious. Are you going to come show me love today? Is my dad coming today? Is my mother going to pat me on the hustle for external validation? Tell me I'm enough. Tell me I'm good enough. The pleaser. Right? If I please my parent, they will acknowledge that I'm enough. Anxious, preoccupied. Insecure attachment style. Oh, by the way, you get your attachment style from your primary caregiver. Dismissive avoidant. Those emotions that you are expressing are not welcomed here. You cannot show the full range of how you feel and the subsequent expressions that come with it. It's inappropriate. Shut those feelings down. They won't benefit you. And then the parent could be disconnected themselves emotionally. I'm going to do for you, I'm going to provide for you, but I'm not going to open up and show you my full range of emotions. So you're running to the source of love, which is your primary caregiver, and they're not giving you what you need emotionally. So you start to realize, okay, I'll give it to myself. So now independence matters over everything. So when somebody in your adult relationship, oh, wait a minute, hold on. You mean to tell me these attachment styles follow you into adult relationships? Absolutely. But they're not concrete. Your attachment styles can be rewritten by you at any moment once you figure it out. Right? But independence becomes the primary focus for the dismissive avoidant. Their independence. So they throw themselves into work. They throw themselves into accomplishment. And when somebody leans in, they feel crowded. Right? Because that's what you do in a normal relationship. We lean into each other. Oh, no. Don't lean into me. Because over 35, 40 years of being an adult, I learned to self-soothe. I learned to deal with me. And when somebody tries to pour into me, what they say, the ick, it turns me off. I feel some kind of way, claustrophobic even. Then when you get to the fearful avoidant attachment style, this is the attachment style that has both core wounds, avoidance and anxious. They are the runner and the chaser from moment to moment. Typically, people who have the fearful avoidant, i.e. disorganized attachment style, right, experience some kind of trauma in their early childhood, whether it be emotional, psychological, physical, sexual. They experienced terror from their primary caregiver. So the source of love, my primary caregiver, is a figure that I am terrified of. And I don't know if it's safe to go to them to be reassured, to be comforted, because in one moment they might be able to do it, in another moment they might not. So when you're dealing with the avoidant styles, dismissive avoidant or fearful avoidant, disorganized, they can't, well, it's difficult. I won't say they can't, but it's difficult for them to view nurturing and love and caring as a good thing. They see it as a potential letdown. A dismissive avoidant will keep a list of things. When the relationship is going well, they will be constructing a list of things that might go wrong so they can justify their eventual exit. Because closeness represents disappointment. Are you listening? Listen to this topic. Projection or protection? Woo. How your shadow controls your submission in relationships. Exploring Krishnamurti's idea that surrendering to God is surrendering to your projections. Are your relationships shaped by your hidden fears? Attachment theory's dark side. How comfort zones sabotage vulnerability in love. Can you imagine the avoidant basically saying, I need the wrong person because the wrong person won't come at me with love, because love is the enemy. Closeness is the, when we come forward, the voice of reason. We're going to keep this fire lit. When we come forward, we got so much to talk about. Let's get it.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. Are you an entrepreneur looking to take your business to new heights? KBLA Talk 1580 is your partner in success. Every day, we celebrate and elevate Black-owned businesses across our community. Our KBLA SMB Marketplace currently features The Cookie Dip, Bad Ash Bakes, Hair Concoction, Higher Education Accreditation Consulting, LACC Radiology Technology Department, and Malik Books. Your business deserves to be heard. Let KBLA Talk 1580 amplify your voice and connect you with our powerful community of listeners. Email smb@kbla1580.com today. That's smb@kbla1580.com. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black. Around here, we don't believe in victimhood. We believe in raising our voices, amplifying Black voices in the climate conversation. We're KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Autopsy Initiative provides a second autopsy free of charge for victims' families who have lost their loved ones due to a police-related death. The services offered through the initiative include the completion of a second autopsy, disclosure of preliminary findings, and a final autopsy report. A police-related death is when an individual is harmed by police officers using deadly force, which results in an individual's death. Police-related death includes in-custody deaths, including those that arise during contact with law enforcement officers during arrest, pursuit, booking, transport, or incarceration. The Autopsy Initiative has a team of board-certified pathologists on call. An autopsy request may be completed by anyone with a close relationship with the victim, which may include the victim's spouse, partner, relative, close friend, or lawyer. To request a free second autopsy for a victim of police violence, please visit knowyourrightscamp.com. That's knowyourrightscamp.com. Then click on Autopsy, then click on Request. At KBLA, we believe in justice for victims of police violence. We say their names, and we don't black down. This is a community community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Always night pads are designed for a perfect night's sleep, so you can do your bear hugging a pillow thing, your free falling starfish thing, your burritoed in a blanket with the AC blasting thing. While Always night pads with rapid dry do there, we've got your back with fast absorbency and up to 10 hours of protection thing. So while your period's doing its own thing, Always lets you do your sleep thing. Shop for Always in-store or online, wherever you get your pads.
You know you want some more. More. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
What holds up spiritual progress is resistance, This resistance is automatic. You can presume that it's going to go on its way, because the ego, as I explained before, has a vested interest in positions. I mean, the vested interest in being right. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm right. Now, people are willing to die for being right, so you're not talking about something that's mild. The ego would just soon see you dead as long as it remains right. And it kills people right and left every day, doesn't it? Rather die than say you're wrong. So the investment that the ego has is its own survival. The ego is not interested in your survival. You know that your own mind is not even interested in your own survival? It'll put you over the cliff anytime it wants to prove a point. It's not your friend. It's interested in its own narcissistic self-satisfactions. Its prime satisfaction, its prime delusion is the main resistance is the narcissistic core of the ego is its belief in its own sovereignty. Becoming enlightened is really overcoming the claim and the domination of the ego to maintain its sovereignty. It'll maintain its sovereignty at the price of your physical life. It'll put you to death anytime rather than let you become enlightened.
Whew. Dr. David R. Hawkins. So psychologically, you know, you got three aspects of the ego. Two of them are subconscious. The id and the superego, subconscious. Right? Then you have your conscious ego, which is the mediator between the two. The id is right now, right now. I need it right now, right now, right now. Let's go. I want it now. Now, 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 now. That's your id. Your superego is super moral. No delayed gratification. Let's keep working. Let's make our way to this point, and let's get there eventually. Your conscious ego, right? That is the moderator. It tries to find a synthesis between the two. Now, taking what Dr. Hawkins just said, your ego will kill you trying to save itself. This is why the ancient Hindus said, hey, we need to achieve a state of no mind through meditation, because it is the psychological wounds that affect our mind and body that keeps us trapped in a moment we were hurt in childhood. This is why the Hindu or the Buddhist or the Taoist would say, let's get to a state of no mind, to where the past psychological knowledge has no effect on us, right? See, can you imagine what happens when your ego is shaped by childhood trauma, by childhood dysfunction? You gonna pick somebody safe. Who is safe? The person that won't challenge the authority of your wounds. Do you understand? An avoidant type will date somebody that doesn't want closeness, and they'll think that's who I'm supposed to be. This is good for me. No, it's good for the wound. That's what tonight's topic is about. An anxious person will seek somebody who will constantly pour validation into them. You're enough, you're enough, you're enough, you're good, you're good, you're good. But will totally be blind to the fact that that person is cosplaying. Well, you're getting what you wanted, right? Listen to me. Are y'all listening? Mirror or mirage? Why we fall for partners who reflect our wounds. Whew. Are you ready? Are you ready for tonight's topic? When we come forward, the voice of reason going to the phone lines. Let's get it.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 things you should know from BIN News. The defense in Daniel Penny's subway chokehold trial began Tuesday, highlighting Penny's background and a black man, Jordan Neely's mental health struggles, including schizophrenia and drug use. Penny's mother testified about his upbringing. The trial resumes on Thursday. The illegal immigrant convicted of killing Georgia nursing student Laken Riley is being sentenced to life without parole. Jose Ibarra was found guilty on all 10 counts by the judge who handed down the verdict after Ibarra waived his right to a jury trial. The case drew national attention and was a focus of the presidential election. Roughly 11% of Americans have high cholesterol. That's according to a new report by the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention using data from 2021 to 2023. And Black Maryland Attorney General Anthony Brown and a bipartisan group are urging Congress to pass the Kids Online Safety Act this year, citing youth mental health concerns tied to social media. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 at BINnews.com.
September 15th to 21st is Asthma Peak Week with the highest concentration of asthma flare-ups and hospitalizations. To become a more active participant in your care, visit luma-edu.com. This message is brought to you by Amgen and AstraZeneca.
Follow the leader.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at KBLA 1580.
Follow the leader.
Are you ready?
The station leading the way with exclusive interviews,
Follow the leader.
stimulating conversation, and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs.
Follow the leader.
Follow the leader at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Add confidence to every holiday adventure and get it done with a rugged and capable Chevy truck or SUV. Find your red tag. Get 0% APR financing for 36 months on select popular Chevy models when you finance with GM Financial. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Offer available on all 2025 Equinox and 2024 Silverado, Equinox EV, Blazer EV, and Silverado EV models. Monthly payment is $2,860 for every $1,000 you finance. Example down payment 22.2%. Must finance with GM Financial. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 12/2/24.
To the 100 million people who owe the IRS money, this message is for you. We've helped tens of thousands of people close the door on their tax debt. So if you feel like you're stuck in a hole with IRS tax debt, then this is the easiest way to get a resolution quickly. To qualify for a no-pay or low-pay resolution, visit taxclosure.org to get free from the IRS once and for all.
To keep your bank accounts, income, and assets secure, tax closure is your same-day cure.
Febreze. So my home is also my office, and before I can focus, every room's gotta be clean. That means tidying up and spraying my Febreze Air Mist. Ooh, that's fresh. Febreze Air Mist scents are all high quality. They fight any weird funk, and they give my air an instant boost of freshness. So not only does my home smell good, I feel good too. After I Febreze, it's time to start my day.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you, when we fight, we win. The Youth Justice Coalition is challenging America's addiction to incarceration and discrimination. YJC works to dismantle policies leading to mass incarceration, law enforcement violence, and the school-to-prison pipeline. Their approach, transformative justice, community intervention, free LA high school, legal defense, and system monitoring. YJC promotes safety without relying on prisons. Their goal, prevent system contact and help people exit the system through direct action, advocacy, and education. Want to get involved or need help? Call 323-235-4243. That's 323-235-4243. Join YJC in creating change. When we fight, we win. KBLA Talk 1580, your voice for justice. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
So there is nobody you can turn to. One wonders if you really realize that. Nobody on earth or in heaven is going to help you. You can pray and to That which you pray to is the creation of your own thought. And one wonders if you actually face this fact, or surreptitiously, in our anxiety, in our confusion, we turn to another.
Man, tonight's topic is going to be deep. Get to your phone lines. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. I got a caller on the line, but let me just set up a little bit more, and then I'm going to jump to this caller. We all want to be comfortable. What are the hidden costs of comfort? Are you avoiding the partners who will heal you? A radical challenge to the idea that safety equals happiness, embracing discomfort for deeper connection. Right? For better or for worse. You can't have feng without the shui. We just want feng. I just want feng shui. I don't want the sway. Feng shui. I don't want the shui. I just want feng. I don't want yin and yang. I want just yin. No. That's not how it works. You're supposed to grow through pleasure and pain. Pain is supposed to intensify your gratitude for the moments of pleasure you share together. Do you understand? What role do attachment styles play in one's perception of submission in relationship? Submission is just a euphemism for acceptance. Your ego, which is governed by your unhealed wounds, will not let you accept the flaws in your partner. I know you ain't ready to hear that put that way. Let's do it again. What role do attachment styles play in one's perception of submission in relationships? Is submission negotiable? And does our level of security depend on our ability or inability to attach from outcomes? Well, if your relationships are governed by societal outcomes, as pretty as I am, do you think I'm going 50-50? That's what the girl told him. Look at me. Does it look like I go 50-50? That's what she said. See, we can have what society offers us. All we got to do is work hard. We can go get it. We can have that. But having what society offers, you know, Audi has a new e-tron out that I'm looking at. It's amazing. The e-tron is amazing. It is the new RS e-tron GT. It's the performance e-tron. It's $160,000, but I gotta have it. It's all electric. It has 925 horsepower and 0 to 100 in 3.2 seconds. It's amazing. Oh my goodness. See, it's very easy to have what society says you can have. Look at Diddy. He has everything that society said you could have. A black man as a music industry mogul. But if you don't heal what's in you that needs to be healed, you coming down the other side of the hill. Oh, I know you don't want to hear it put that way. Are we negotiating vulnerability for comfort in order to produce an outcome? How might we do a better job at discerning our own motives in regards to power dynamics within our relationships? In what ways do we self-sabotage to appease our wounds and maintain emotional comfort? How does this ultimately drive a wedge between us and a healthy partnership? True or false? You protect what you project in order to deflect the pain that your wound expects. What, Zoe? You in here rhyming? We rapping tonight. 1-800-920-1580. True or false? You project or you protect, right? What you project in order to deflect the pain that your wound expects. 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines right now. See, I'm trying to tell you, your comfort zone keeps you stagnant. Comfort is consistent for a lot of people, right? That's what we're fighting for. We're fighting for the consistency of comfort. But what makes you comfortable? What makes you comfortable? Typically, whatever supply your wounds, unhealed wounds, unrequited wounds demand of you. Your unrequited wounds are the co-authors of your relationship expectations. Lord have mercy. What role does emotional intelligence play in navigating the complexities of submission and attachment in a relationship? In what ways can we cultivate resilience in the face of attachment wounds that inhibit our ability to submit authentically? How can understanding the psychology of dominance and submission inform our approaches to healing attachment wounds? See, this is bigger than the Cheesecake Factory ain't classy enough. This is bigger than that. This is bigger than Maestro's. This is bigger than Mr. Chow's. This is bigger than the fancy cologne and the tailored suit, right? This is bigger than what's on your key ring. This is bigger than sprinkle, sprinkle. I know y'all don't want to hear it put this way, but I gotta do it. We are so hurt and wounded, all we desire is to be comforted. But I'm here to tell you, on the road of life, a comfort, right? Momentary comforts are like pit stops on a cross-country journey. You know, you gotta pull over, get a little gas, maybe get some sleep, maybe get something to eat. That's what comforts are in relationships. They are never long-lasting. The journey is what's with you most of the time. When I come forward, I promise you I'm going to the phone lines. Let's get it!
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Helping to broaden your political and moral imagination with our 2024 Climate Justice Campaign. We're KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you that we keep us safe. The Live Your Life organization mentors young women, helping them break negative mindsets and see beyond their surroundings. Through career exposure and hands-on training, they're encouraged to think big, stay focused, and make positive choices. Founded by Nikisha, Mama Boo Smith, who transformed her life to become a community leader. Live Your Life is changing lives, but they need your help. They're raising funds to keep their new building open and expand their programs. Your donations will support food, clothes, hygiene products, and holiday giveaways. Visit liveyourlife32.com. That's LIVEYOLIFE32.com to help today. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
One like you.
We're
California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
So everyone wants to be confident, and then there's this idea of fake it till you make it. What if you were confidently vulnerable? That's the key. Just be okay with not being okay. It's so endearing when you can communicate to another human that you just don't always feel comfortable in everything that you're doing. That confidence is actually what they love. It's not that you have to know everything. It's not that I've been doing this 30 years and so I know stuff. Just be comfortable in who you are as somebody that is out there figuring it out every day. So everyone wants to be confident, and then there's...
Ladies and gentlemen, the VOR is on fire tonight. Can you be confidently vulnerable? You got to get outside your comfort zone. And you got to understand who the architect of your comfort zone could be. You cannot let your wounds create your boundaries. What? What is so just... Ooh, somebody go meme it. I need to see that on Instagram. Somebody meme it, tag me. You cannot let your unhealed wounds be the architect of your boundaries. Because the hurt that's in the wound gets constructed into the boundary. Oh my goodness. We got callers on the line. Hustle from Miami, Florida. Hustle, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic, brother?
Well, I'm going to just go off the dome with this one. Lately, I've been teaching my niece how to navigate relationships, not romantic ones, but just in general, based on attachment and things that I've learned and studied. One thing I noticed, when you get to a more healed space, you can kind of see things in others that reflect back to you what you used to be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? So when I see certain ways that she looks at things, I've been helping her, instructing her back towards a place of feeling secure, a place of understanding, no, tell me what's going on inside of you, right? Don't be afraid to be uncomfortable. It's interesting that you brought this up as a topic because that's something I was telling her tonight. Like, lean into that uncomfortable area because it's better if you do it than having somebody else on the outside do it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? You don't. I'm gonna have you read 5 books, so it's better you go ahead and read 1 or 2 instead, right? And I think a lot of times our partners put us in that position where we have to go outside of ourselves to grow. Whereas if we did it from our own standpoint, we'd have to do less work.
Mm-hmm. That's heavy. Because life is about fluidity, right? You look up the word influencer. You look up the word influenza. You look up the word affluent. They're all sharing the same root, to flow, right? So when you have money, you have something that they call social mobility. When you don't have money, you are socially stagnant, right? Do you see? Yeah. Now, relational mobility is about accepting who you are at your current state of development. How can anybody accept themselves if they refuse to look at themselves? Carl Jung, he'll tell you over and over again, people do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid looking at themselves. Why? Because if I see what I really am I going to like it? Am I going to approve of it? Nobody wants to be seen as broken, as maligned, as dark, as wounded. Nobody. This is why there's an overcompensation. Right? If we get wounded by our primary caregivers, right? Okay, let me overcompensate by becoming the best child, because if I'm the best child, there's no way I can get ignored by my primary caregiver. Do you see that?
Can I be accountable about something?
Yes, please.
You just brought something to my attention. I would almost hold people back, or the person I'm with, I would hold them back from being fully themselves, so I wouldn't have to look at myself fully.
Ooh, don't show me all of you. Don't give me all of the chapters. Right. I ain't ready. I hear you, brother. Talk to me about that.
Well, I guess it comes from that worthiness wound. Because if I show you everything I got and it ain't good enough, it's gonna feel like something.
Brother, can I give you this?
Go ahead.
If we can be envious of a false world, imagine the level of envy that will come from when you glow up from the inside. Have you ever been with somebody that was jealous of your light? That was jealous of your ascension upward? Because they knew, boy, if he get another rung up, we will no longer be compatible. He won't be compatible with the trauma bond anymore. I will lose him or her. Talk to me, brother.
But the beautiful thing about that is reaching that new height, that new space, finds back to you what you recognize as you are today. It multiplies the light. It's like flame. Two flames don't extinguish each other. The heat grows.
Keep going. Keep going.
You get what I'm saying, bro?
Keep going. Keep going.
It's almost like using the mirror. The mirror works on autopilot, yes. But when you become conscious of it, you could use it as a tool to say, is this familiar to me, or is this familiar to who I was?
Well, who were you? Let's distinguish that.
Well, that's the thing. To even learn who you were, that takes so much digging from understanding where you came from, also the motivations to where you're going. Because a lot of times where we want to go is only to escape who we were. It ain't even about who we should be. It's just to get away from that uncomfortable spot. Sometimes the uncomfortable place is the best place to be. That's why I say I go forward towards failure now. That's what I was telling my niece. Don't be afraid of the failure. You just need to know you're around somebody where it's okay to fail. And this is what I mean by the women need to learn. You have to let the space be comfortable for the man to fail. Same thing with men, because we lead it, but at the same time, they need to nurture that place. That's what Sister Nikki was talking about so beautifully.
Brother, let me just say, man, I appreciate the insight, man. Guess what you just did?
Dade County, man.
Dade County is in the house. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. I want to shout out Carl from Pasadena. He gave me his book. I saw him at the Sweet Spot event. Carl showed up and gave me his book, man. I appreciate you, Carl. Thank you so much. You brought Pasadena in the building on so many occasions, and I appreciate the work. I'm going to read it. It's going to be amazing, man. The crucial point is, by changing ourselves, we change the world. As we become more loving on the inside, healing occurs on the outside. Much like the rising of the sea level lifts all ships, so the radiance of unconditional love within a human heart lifts all life. David R. Hawkins' Letting Go, The Pathway of Surrender is the book that I just quoted from. Listen, just because the mold made you doesn't mean it has the right to slay you. Break your mold. Dismissive avoidant, fearful avoidant, disorganized, anxious preoccupied. Break the damn mold. You got to get outside your comfort zone. You got to stop picking the safe person. And I'm not asking you to be with somebody abusive. I'm not asking you to be with somebody disrespectful. But if you so happen to come into someone's presence like that, yes, get away from them. But also do an inner audit to find where you disrespect yourself. How am I disrespecting myself? Where's that damn magnet in my soul so I can oust it? When we come forward, more from the callers.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 things you should know from BIN News. The defense in Daniel Penny's subway chokehold trial began Tuesday, highlighting Penny's background and a black man, Jordan Neely's mental health